Welcome to the Mound City Council meeting for Tuesday, January 9th. It's 7 o'clock. We're in the Mound City Council chambers. And we have a special group that's going to do our Pledge of Allegiance tonight. So I'll let you guys take it.
Thank you. We are Pack 3285 based here in Mound. I have brought a couple kids with us this evening. I'm Cub Master Andrew. So we are going to do a full color guard for you this evening with procession and then flag and then Pledge of Allegiance. So color guard, attention. Audience, please rise. Those in uniform, which is literally me and the Scouts, please salute. Those not in uniform, please put your right hand over your heart. Color guard, forward, march. Color guard, post the colors.
You guys want to come up?
Yep. All right, who's going to start it off? Okay, go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Scouts dismissed.
All right, thank you.
We are not going to actually go to our own meeting. Other parents are.
Thank you.
All right, thanks again.
He wants to stay here. Cub Scout 285. I think that's, was that Cub Scout 285? Yeah, 285.
Was it? Sorry, we're just letting the noise go. All right, so we have some amendments.
Yes, Mayor Holt and Council, we are amending the agenda to include 2 documents for 4C under the consent agenda. It is the document to approve a resolution appointing acting mayor for 2024, and 4D, approve a resolution appointing city council members as representatives of the city council to committees and commissions for 2024. So the first document, 4C, will be page 87.1, and then document 2 under 4D will be page 87.2. These items were on the agenda. We just needed to include the resolutions in the packet today.
All right, thank you. All right, can I get a motion to approve the agenda with the amendments?
So moved?
Okay, and a second?
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that passes. All right, and then we got the consent agenda. Does someone want to go through all these?
I can.
Go ahead.
I'll just read off the consent agenda here. 4A, approve payment of claims. B, approve minutes for December 12th meeting. C, approve resolution appointing acting mayor for 2024. D, approve resolution appointing city council members for committees and commissions for 2024. E, approve a resolution appointing deputy city manager as the Maggie Reisdorf as the acting city manager for 2024. F, approve a resolution appointing field officer Andrew Drilling as weed inspector for 2024. G, approve a resolution approving purchase of bonding as provided under Minnesota state statute. H, approve a resolution designating the official depositories for 2024. I, approve a resolution designating the Laker as the official newspaper of 2024. J, approve request for commercial kennel license for Mound Emergency Management. K, approve a resolution making selection to not waive the statutory limits for liability insurance purposes. L, approve resolution recommending continuation of CDBG funding for WECAN. M, approve resolution expressing support of CDBG funding. N, approve Hennepin County Assessor Open Book Meeting for April 24th from 3 to 7 p.m. O, approve Public Works Employees Collective Bargaining Agreement for 2024 through 26. P, approve temporary liquor license for OLL February 4th, 24 Keg and Cork event. Q, approve Public Works pay items. One, I guess I don't need to read that, just one. R, approve special meetings for 2024, January 16th, February 20th, April 16th, October 15th, and cancellation of December 24th meeting. And then S, reschedule meetings due to 2024 electoral conflicts. Reschedule February 27th from Tuesday to Wednesday, February 28th. Reschedule Tuesday, August 13th, meeting 2024 to Wednesday, August 14th. I think that's
All
it.
right, thank you. All right, does anybody want to pull any of those or talk about any of them? All right, hearing none. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, and roll call, please. Someone's got to do roll call.
We don't do it in a specific order, do we?
Just go ahead.
Councilmember Larson?
Aye.
Councilmember McEnany?
Aye.
Councilmember Pugh?
Aye.
Councilmember Castellano?
Aye.
Mayor Holt?
Aye, thanks. All right, all that passes. Appreciate it. All right, and before we get into this, I just want to say a welcome to our new city manager, Jesse Dixon. So he's joins us from Cologne, 8.5 years, I think we figured, 8.5.
Yes, sir.
So we're excited to have you and look forward to see what you can do, so.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so we got number 5, comments and suggestions from residents that are, that the item is not on the agenda. Limit 3 minutes per speaker. So if anybody wants to come up, it must be you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Van Dam, and I live at 5816 Grandview Boulevard. Thank you for this opportunity to voice some comments about adding a public dock on Dutch Lake to benefit the Grandview students. I had the chance to watch the April 11th, 2023 council meeting, specifically School Superintendent Kevin Borg's presentation about school security and the public dock on Dutch Lake, and Eric Hoversten's presentation about the dock to the council for a vote. Several takeaways. First, I'm sorry I did not know this project was being presented, and that's on me. And regarding Mr. Borg's focus on Grandview School enhanced security at its entrance, how does adding a public dock bordering the lower campus boundary, open all hours, make the school campus more secure? Mr. Hoversten did his best to leave out the word public when describing the project. He referred to the well-used boat ramp parking as pseudo. And this resolution was essentially a paper exercise, implying that the parking lot is not genuine. It's spurious, sham, a false, fake, not being what it's purported to be, leading one to believe that the space barely exists and would not be interrupted, nor would those who live by it. Grandview Boulevard is not Centerview, where the other dock is located. And this would be a really different conversation if that was the case. Not one council person asked for specific reports about management of security, parking limitations of what Mr. Hoversten called a pseudo-public parking launch, traffic concerns on a street with no school signs to encourage reduced speeds, where students walk to and from without benefits of a sidewalk, and one that's used as a speedway bypass to not go through our town's one street light. It's filled with spectators' cars to watch soccer and football. They fill the pseudo parking lot, leaving no space for the boaters, and park on both sides of the street, often right beneath the no parking sign. I don't know if one council person made a site visit before voting in favor or about a conversation with the neighbors. Can I ask for a show of hands of how many of you did visit the site before you voted yes? You came after,
I
didn't
mean,
you?
I drove by.
You came after.
I
Does that
visited
count?
I thought you came
I've been,
afterwards.
I've parked there many times to watch football games too, so.
Okay.
And I visited
And I
after
did.
your letter.
And you did visit the site before the vote?
No, no.
After the vote?
After I got your letter, I went and I spent about 30 minutes there.
I also want to know if there was an interest in reviewing the proposed curriculum from the science teachers. This resolution that received unanimous vote was not just a paperwork exercise, to quote Mr. Hoverston. It's residents' lives, property values, student security, the question of management and policing. It was planned with involvement from school staff and board, city officials, and the DNR, who supplied the dock at no charge. A key component, in my opinion, did not include the voice of the neighborhood to share how their lives would be impacted daily with the increased public platform that the dock brings. I have many questions that can't be addressed in just 3 minutes. Our neighborhood deserves to see this project's reports about security, traffic, policing, why when the Dutch Lake community rejected a public dock to be part of the City of Mound 2040 comprehensive plan, that it's now okay. What has changed? Mound has a public city dock that doesn't allow fishing. Why is that? And why is it okay to add the public fishing dock to Dutch Lake? Because it came at no charge from the DNR and the kids will use it, maybe a handful of times, while property owners live with an increased public platform every day and all that comes with it. Traffic, a better platform for lighting fireworks, dog owners who don't pick up the droppings, increased garbage, and incidentally, we that live around the pseudo parking lot keep the area litter-free. I ask all of you tonight, would you want to be part of a conversation that includes placing a public dock beside your property? Would you be surprised if you were not? The project is well-meaning, designed to enhance student learning, and I get that. We voted yes on the bond. I'm here questioning the process, the lack of the neighborhood's inclusion into the conversation. I challenge you all, on behalf of the residents you represent, to review all aspects of this project that I've mentioned and include an opportunity to comment that's longer than 3 minutes and about 40 seconds. Questions?
All right, thank you.
Well, those are all valid points. Have you noticed some change in activity down there since the dock has been put in?
It's not
The
been put in.
dock's not put in, it's just sitting
It
there.
hasn't even been put
It's
in.
No,
been
it's
set
just,
there.
it's just stacked there. That's
Okay.
how we all, one morning, saw, what is that? Nah, there can't be a dock. We haven't heard about a dock.
And I can't remember back when, I'm surprised the city wouldn't have sent out letters. to
Personal
the-
letters, you would. And I just want to just add to that. I've been working with the Historical Society for the last 10 years, and we have consolidated. We're pretty excited about that. One of our consolidation partners is the Museum of Lake Minnetonka that owns the Minnehaha, Steamboat Minnehaha. For a couple of years before we consolidated, I was on that board as well. And as we look for a new launch space for Minnehaha, we had to canvass all of the neighborhoods that we were interested in moving her twice a year past their houses. We did public forums, town halls. We sent specific letters to every single neighbor that boat might go through. That pales in comparison to a public dock. And all you have to do is ask us. I mean, I've lived there for 10 years. I see everything that happens at that dock. Not because I'm a nosy person, I just see it, everything.
No, how close are you to the dock? Where do you live?
I'm right next, we are the property
She's the
that's
property.
right adjacent to the public,
I know that,
the
but she's the
pseudo-public
public.
boat launch.
Okay. When did you buy your house?
We bought the property in 2010.
Okay.
We lived in Egan at the time, and we worked on the house for a year, and then we moved in 2012.
Okay.
So, and during that time, we've seen a fair amount of interesting things. I don't have to tell you that the public can be
Interesting.
not always very nice. This isn't, I don't know if all of you remember Mayberry RFD, and you're probably all too young for that. Well,
No.
okay. This isn't Mayberry, and the public can be, we had a squatter there, was it last year or the year before?
Yeah.
Big tent out of, we had a big, and I've told the mayor this, we had a big 50-gallon drum that was delivered there a couple of years back, pre-COVID, to catch the garbage. Nice idea. But people decide to bring all sorts of things down there to put in the garbage, including a gutted deer.
That's no longer there, right?
Huh, pardon me?
That's no longer there?
Oh, that
The
kid.
deer?
No, the
Oh.
bin.
The big bin.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, that was probably the third or fourth time I called, because the garbage that collected when the wind blows, which it does down there, blows into my yard. So I would call, they would come, empty it, but after the deer incident, the garbage went away. So
Well, I
who's
think we
policing
did
this?
just do a little discussion on garbage cans down there, that they don't leave them because of people dropping
People come
everything.
and use them, and they drop all their, yeah, this is the public.
So, but that's a great point you bring up, in that who will be policing down there?
And right now, our neighborhood, we police all that area. We keep it all clean, all along the trails. So, and even including people's dog poop. I picked that up. Who wants to walk in dog? You can't see it in the snow. So.
That's a citywide problem.
I digress.
They do that in my
unfortunately.
front yard too. when they walk by.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is.
So, yeah, and people will come and
That's a
drive
human
in,
problem.
and they just let their dog out, and they sit in their car, mostly in the wintertime, and let the dog run. Don't pick up after it. Okay, so this is a public platform that has greatly increased. I did tell the mayor, security-wise, we had a neighbor who has since died, and he used to walk his dog there every day, almost like clockwork, and he'd sit out on a stump, and he was a fairly disheveled-looking fellow. And the school called the police on him, and they took him away. They made him go away and said, "Don't come back during school hours. You aren't welcome here." Okay, he was totally harmless, but they didn't know that. Okay, this area is completely going to be even more open again. So I found it very interesting that Mr. Borg talked about all the enhancement of security in front of Grandview, and the whole bottom area is now completely more open. That made no sense to me. So I just feel like there hasn't been what my son, the entrepreneur, calls the due diligence. Seems to be a real popular statement. The due diligence has not been done on this. The homework hasn't been done on it. Please, come talk to the neighbors. It's a speedway. It's not Centerview. Otherwise, I think it would be lovely. Just a quiet little space. There's no sidewalks. When the snow is built, one day when we have snow again around here, the kids walk on the street. There's no, we at one time, when we hadn't been here very long, we asked to have some more signs put up that say, that's a school zone. No, don't put anything like that up. Why not? You're right on a school. It doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to put in a public dock, and you're not going to tell people that they need to slow down?
Well, I think you're right to ask the question of what
More
does the
question.
curriculum look like, and what times of day will that be happening? And will there be times enforced down there if it's public?
Yeah, how can
So
you do
I
that?
guess
It's a
those are
public
all great
space.
questions.
How can you possibly do that? The kids are going to use it maybe twice a year, September, maybe April or May. We will live with it the whole summer. They're not in session. Okay, and there's other things that have been well-meaning down there that the kids aren't using at all. The garden. It was put in for the children. How
Yeah,
many
and
children
that-
do you know like to garden?
Okay, and again, this is a school district issue, but, okay, well,
I
I
did.
appreciate
I
your
brought that up.
comments.
I brought that up to him too, and I
Well,
said, "Come on."
Keep talking to them, so.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So,
Okay, thanks for your
Thank
comments.
you from your time.
Okay,
Thank you.
Appreciate it, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, come on. Give us your name and address.
Good evening, I'm Joe Bomert, 5842 Grandview Boulevard. I live 2 doors down from Liz, and I have taught in the district, so I again, am in favor of expanded curriculum like this, opportunity, using the local resources, but the process baffles me, finding out about the whole dock process when the dock was delivered. We have been residents for 15 years, so, you know, we try to keep up on the local news and info that's put out there, and we did not see anything about this. Again, I'm in favor of the idea, it's just the process, again, befuddles me. We are concerned about living 2 doors, so 3 properties from the pseudo boat ramp that Liz mentioned. We can hear the language from the boaters. We get the garbage, we get, you know, that they leave behind. And so, again, the increased traffic concerns us. The management of the dock, again, during non-school, when school's not in session, is a concern. So, again, what Liz mentioned, I second what she said, but also I'm disappointed in the process, and in favor of the idea, but you know, again, it's, you know, one of those in my backyard questions, you know. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Did the dock just get delivered? Is that what's prompting this?
Yes, it got
Oh,
about
okay.
2 weeks ago, and
Okay.
it's sitting in components, and I think on school property now. I think to be installed, obviously, when ice out, and so.
You have to go on the site to see the dock, because it's in Word, but,
It's about 75 feet or so in on the school property. And that's where it will be, kind of in the woods area, per se. So,
Not well,
oh, it's
to
in the woods.
access it, you go through a bit of woods.
Yeah.
It's in a shallow end of the lake.
Yeah. I don't know how many fish are going to get.
Yeah, I'm not sure about fishing because it's very weeded.
Yeah, I told you I gotta go.
A lot of
Another by Arley's Lake. There's no problem.
lily pads,
Yeah.
you know, which would have to be removed or disturbed
Yeah.
to put that in. So again, DNR supported
They support it, yeah.
is, you know, when they're gonna have to disturb a lot of the growth and the fish habitat there, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Okay, I'll say one thing.
All right.
Okay.
Gotta go stand up and
Yes,
say your
I-
name and where you live.
I'm Jerry Vanham, husband of Liz, 5816 Grandview Boulevard, Mound. The big thing that I'm concerned about is, total surprise, I'm sitting there looking out my window and I see this big truck drive up, and that's strange, and now they offloaded all the parts. But it's, the lake is used from actually sunrise and probably earlier until 10, 11, 12 midnight, because we have fishermen come out there and they'll fish with their lights looking for carp for fertilizer. That's one thing they do at night. So we also have people that show up and they decide to launch their fireworks. Well, that's sort of surprising at night. Then also you got to think about, there are fishermen that fish from the pier itself, the boat launch. Well, and it's very crowded when you have 2 people there. Now, if you open up a dock that has access, and that's a large dock, it's supposed to go out 75 to 100 feet with a T. So there's going to be a lot of room out there for people to fish. Now, I'm not a fish person, I don't fish, but I look out there and I sail my catamaran out there so I can look at the lily pads, and it's only 2 or 3 feet deep. It's not very deep, and that's a great habitat for raising young fish. But if you throw a pier right in the middle of it, I don't know how that'll affect things, but it probably will too, a little bit. But what I'm getting at here is the dock is going to be used from sunrise. There'll be people fishing on it, and they'll be using it until they decide they want to stop. Now, when do they have to stop? No one's telling them to stop. They can fish until who knows when. So there's not going to be any security out there for the school, and also that pseudo parking area is going to be another area that's going to have more people in it. So now more people will equal more disturbances, more noise, more problems. And that's the biggest thing I'm concerned about, is security in the area. You know, it's sort of a great idea to be able to walk out there if you're in school and check it out and see what's going on, but as mentioned before a couple times, it's only going to be used a little bit during the year. As soon as the lake freezes over, they're not going to use it. They're not going to use it during the summer. It's only going to be used for a couple classes a year. It's like the benches out there. How often are the benches used? I've seen it used 3 times, maybe 4, but not more than that. So I'm thinking that it's nice having a free dock, and it's going to be a beautiful dock when it goes in. It's very heavy duty. I mean, it is really industrial. And so that'll be nice. However, I don't know if the justification of disturbing our neighborhood and make it more dangerous is justifiable by putting that in. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other comments? All right. Well, we'll take it under advisement, thanks. All right, so we got Orono Police Department, December 2023 activity report. Gonna come up. How you doing?
Good.
Hi.
Thank you, Mayor, thank you, City Council, for having me. Sorry for my late attendance. We had an emergency call that I was at, so
Well,
it took me a little while to
you're
get
good.
here. But so this review is actually going to be fairly short. We were, albeit busy in some respects, for a handful of different assaults and DWIs. We do have some active cases that are going on as it relates to a simple assault and simple robbery that occurred in the city of Mound. And our investigation is working. That's what's an active case. I can't talk too much about it, but understand that we're on it, and luckily nobody got hurt during that event. And as far as our activity logs go for enforcing our parking right now is still high. We've been fortunate to not have a lot of snow, but during our most recent snowfalls, we had, my team at least had 4 or 5 cars that they found, which is astronomically better than this time last year, where we were finding 30, 40 cars a night pretty easily. So it's been pretty easy to get people to move, and haven't had too many issues.
And you're talking about the mid, or the after, was it?
After 2, yeah, after 2, yep. Yep, and generally we give people a decent buffer. You know, some people wait till the bitter end and it's 2:05 and they're running out to their car sprinting to stop us. But oftentimes we run around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and we'll give them a buffer, and by that time, often, especially when it's snowing, I like to wake people up. I think that's a little bit more effective to get their attention, saying you need to come out and move your car, because nobody wants that. So oftentimes that education is a lot better than a citation. So it seems to work.
So how often do you notice, so like in front of my house, one side is no parking.
Yes.
The other side is parking, right?
Mhm.
No one ever looks at the signs, so they
Right.
always park on the wrong side.
Yep.
How often do you catch or enforce that?
We enforce it when we see it. We do have CSOs and reserves that run around and enforce specifically that stuff.
Okay.
If you guys see it, let us know. I can obviously have some guys check that out, but specifically. But oftentimes it's hard for us to get to every single street. So at 2 in the morning, by the time we're doing it, we will tackle every single street in the city of Mound. If we find one that's obviously, let's say, not during the winter time and it's in that violation, it'll get dealt with. Oftentimes with a citation first or a warning first, and then citation would follow. Unfortunately, a lot of times this has been going on for 10 years, and there's some historical issues with that, and people have been told it's okay by maybe a member of the city, but then told no by the police department, and we have to work through that issue. But hasn't been a reoccurring issue for us now.
Okay. And again, on my street, it was a party,
Oh, okay.
This happens to me too. Like my
Yeah.
kids have a birthday party.
Sure.
And then all my friends, their relatives, right? They all park, and I'm like, go park on
Yeah.
the other side of the street.
Yep.
But again, during the day, do you see a lot of those, or just maybe write a little, hey, reminder?
Yeah, during the day, I guess I can't speak to that because I work at night. But I would say that if it was happening during the day, if citizens are noticing that, give us a holler and we'll come out and we'll deal with that. Because we do and have dealt with it when I am working odds and ends day shifts here and there. where I've come out and had to just address a homeowner and have them move their cars. And it hasn't been an issue, but typically it's when we're getting called to that, or our CSOs are finding them, or we're finding them when we're driving around. So, but I would suggest just calling. That makes it a lot easier for us, because especially during day shift, we're a lot busier as far as calls for service go. So they are moving and grooving quite a bit more. At night, we have a lot more opportunity to go look for stuff and create what's called CIFER, self-initiated field activity. So we have a lot more opportunity to go find that sort of stuff and pin that down.
Okay.
So
Does anybody else have any questions? All right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, we got number 7, approve resolution approving the 2023 comprehensive plan amendment to the 2040 comprehensive plan to clarify future mixed use, land use planning, and putting the 2023 comprehensive plan into effect.
All right, good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Rita Trapp, the city planning consultant. As you stated, the request this evening is to approve the revised 2023 comprehensive plan amendment. As you know, that was related to last year's moratorium on multifamily housing to provide us an opportunity to revisit the comprehensive plan and make sure that it was describing the vision that you all saw for the community. As you are aware, in July, there was a planning commission public hearing, and you also considered an amendment, and that was authorized for adjacent governmental review. After that review in October, we did submit it to the Metropolitan Council, and we received word in December that we could move forward with the comprehensive plan amendment. They did ask for a few changes that I'll highlight this evening. One of those is that because there are accurate numbers now for 2020, they did ask us to update the actual tables to say the actual counts from the census indeed. And so the tables that have the forecast were revised to reflect actual 2020 counts. They did not make any changes to the forecast, so what we had worked with you to calculate in terms of what would be potential growth in 2030 and 2040, those had been revised from the last comprehensive plan, and they approved those forecasts that we had put together with your assistant. The second element is that they did ask that we revise the city's allocation of regional affordable housing to 37. The existing comprehensive plan from 2040 had that allocation at 69, and they had, this is a regional thing, this is not specific to Mound. I believe they had made adjustments to those based on forecasts and actual population and households, and so that number got revised. So they asked us to make that change in the comprehensive plan in the housing chapter. Again, as a reminder, that is always a little bit of a confusing number. The way that the Metropolitan Council treats allocation of affordable housing is every community receives a number, the number of units, and we need to identify that amount of acreage someplace in the community that is at a density of 8 units an acre or greater, where that could occur if the market or the city or whomever would want to put that type of housing. And it's not necessarily affordable as in low income, it's affordable in terms of different levels of adjusted medium income. It's not a target we need to meet. It's nothing that we have to reach. It's just we had already identified sufficient land for our 69 numbers, so dropping it to 37 means we're well covered to meet those numbers. And they are only from 2021 to 2030. So every time the city updates its comprehensive plan, that number gets revisited and revised. So when you do the wholesale update, when that occurs later this decade, that number will be revisited again, and the city will have a new number for 2031 to 2040. But again, that's from staff's perspective, it's a technical change that doesn't change any commitment on your end of what we have to achieve. The third is that there was a mistake in the tables in terms of just listing the low-density residential, which we had included in our forecast. I had dropped it out in error, and so it was confusing to them, so I just added that row back in. And it was just, we had all the numbers correct in terms of total acres, but we made that adjustment, and that was something that we just had a conversation with staff. So that was part of the staff's technical review. Those are the only changes they requested from us. And so the link that we provided you in your packet shows the amended comprehensive plan. I do want to just kind of cover, based on questions, just a reminder of what we did, and for everybody's benefit, because it's been 6 months or so. The major change that we made in the comprehensive plan, a couple of things, is to really talk about the fact that the community is fully developed. We are primarily going to see future growth and change through infill redevelopment. We're not looking for wholesale significant changes. We're not seeking to have significant multifamily residential occurring in the community. We changed the land use description for mixed use to talk specifically that the residential uses that would occur in the community in the mixed use areas would include townhouses, row houses, and then it reflects the existing multifamily, not that we would be seeking new multifamily in the community. As a reminder, the mixed-use density range now is 8 to 15 units an acre, which really encompasses kind of the townhouse, row house, similar to what we have on the island with the Villages of Island Park, their most recent kind of development. So future multifamily is not something that's really guided for in this comprehensive plan. The only comment would be, you know, if an existing apartment building in a multifamily district decided to redevelop, obviously that would be a place that you might see something occur, but that's not intended, nor is it something the city's seeking. It's just the reality. We do have land guided for high density residential. It only reflects what's there today. We also took out all of the individual mixed use designations, so you just have one mixed use category. It covers the entire city where mixed use might occur, and we don't have differences in different areas of the community. Those were our major changes. We did make some changes. The only change we made in the community context chapter is the forecast table. The housing chapter was the forecast table. The sewer chapter was the forecast table. Otherwise, most of the changes were just some descriptions in the land use chapter itself. So we tried to really focus in so that we can move through the process. With the Metropolitan Council, hopefully have their approval, which they did grant us. And so if you were to approve the resolution tonight, we would prepare a final comprehensive plan that would go online, obviously, on the website, and you can put it into effect. And then hopefully the next item after this, if you would move forward, is to talk about the moratorium. So with that, I can answer any questions or clarifications that folks may have.
Does Rita have any questions? Or any questions for Rita?
I didn't think you were asking me if I had questions.
Clarification, no, the reminder, because that 6 months feels like a couple of years ago, so thank you for.
Yes, I'm glad that you said, hey, ask me a question, because it has been a long time since we've seen it, but it hasn't changed from what we talked about. I think it was in May we had the joint meeting, and then we drafted it, and it's pretty much stayed consistent, which is exciting that we were able to put all of that together in a way that achieved your vision, and we can move forward.
Thank you
Yeah, thank you.
for your hard work on this,
Okay, appreciate it.
both
Yeah,
Sarah and Rita.
it's always helpful if you can give us direction. We would like to implement what you want to achieve.
It makes it a
So,
little bit
thank
easier.
you. It does make it a lot easier. So the resolution, I think, is on 132. Not I'm rushing you, but
Yeah, yep.
it sounded like you didn't have questions.
No,
so-
we're good.
No
Yep.
questions.
All right, we've got a resolution. Does someone want to make that motion? Page 132.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution amending the comprehensive plan to the 2040 comprehensive plan to clarify future mixed use and planning and putting of 2023 comprehensive plan amendment into effect.
All right, got a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, 2 seconds. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you. And as Rita said, this is, oh, you're going to talk about?
I'm standing here, I'm going to finish.
All right,
That's fine, I just was checking. We hadn't worked that out in advance.
okay.
All right, it's great pleasure. The next item on your agenda is to act on the resolution that was included in your packet to rescind ordinance number 01-2023. As we just discussed, the moratorium was put on last March, and that was a moratorium on land use and subdivision applications on the construction and development of multifamily housing. The moratorium was put on, the normal time is a year, but if you are able to take care of the action that you want to take, complete the study, take the action, you're able to rescind a moratorium at any time. And based on our understanding of what we just accomplished, that was our goal, and we accomplished it, and so the resolution would rescind that moratorium, and so the city would, from this point forward, after its publication, would therefore,
Actually, it's a
Oh, it's a resolution, we're
It's a
good.
resolution, not an ordinance.
so
It-
today,
Yep, as soon as it's voted on, assuming it'll be in the positive, it'll be effective.
so tomorrow, the city could start receiving applications again and
Yes.
processing.
Yes.
And just to make sure, multifamily means townhouses and the row houses that we just discussed, because
Yes.
that's what's guided for in the
Thank you.
comprehensive plan.
All right. So, Does anybody have any questions for Rita on this? All right, if not, page 135. Someone wants to make a motion to do that.
Can do that. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution on page 135, rescinding an interim ordinance establishing a moratorium within the city of multifamily, applications for the construction and development of multifamily housing.
Okay, got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
All right, any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that passes. Before you do that, so again, what we just did is we took that off. So, to the public, we're open for business. So, if someone wants to submit a proposal for anything, we're ready to go. So, and I know there's a few out there that are lingering,
I've been waiting.
so, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, Mayor Holt and Council, in front of you this evening is item number 9, city newsletter, name change consideration. So a little bit of background, the City of Mound's communication tools right now include a variety of platforms and methods as a way for us to engage as a community partner. And the city is dedicated to providing accurate, transparent, relevant, and resourceful information. Communications and engagement efforts enhance, again, awareness and encourage community participation. So the city's current communication tools include mainly the city's website, social media recently, so it's Facebook, like us on Facebook, newsletter, local newspaper, public meetings, direct mailings, and email. So one of the discussions with the communications committee was to look at changing the city's current newsletter title, which is the City Contact, to something that includes the City of Mound within the name, or something more in line with the city's logo and theme. And so at the November 28th communications meeting, the committee recommended bringing this to the City Council for discussion relating to the name change. So at this time, there are 6 newsletter titles within your memo. That these were the final 6 that the mayor provided to us based on recommendations that the City Council provided to me individually. And so this evening, we're looking for direction as a staff to if the City Council is wanting to move forward with one of those new titles. And then if you do, staff will work with the communications committee to work on a logo and that fits with the title, and then we will start using that for 2024 newsletters. So with that, staff is recommending that the City Council discuss their top title choices and determine whether to move forward with one of those new titles.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so as you heard, all of us emailed her our ideas for newsletters, and this is, I mean, I think you gave, what, 100 something?
Well, I
So-
just brainstormed for 5 minutes. I've
man.
never reviewed what I've sent, so.
Well, I did. I got them down to 6. So again, I didn't know what, you know, do we pick top 3, top 10, you know? Again, it's all of us, not just me, so I want to make sure that everybody has kind of a voice in this. So I guess there's a couple ways we can do this, and before we start saying what our top one is, we could say, you know, 1, 2, 3. I mean, we could do kind of a tally type of thing like we've done in the past. Or if someone wants to just say, hey, I want to do this one, or, you know, maybe we talk about a top 2 that we like, or I don't know if we're all going to agree on something, but we have to. So. I'm open to all of them, obviously, so. Anybody have an idea how they want to?
Yeah, I
achieve
mean, like,
it?
I'll just say what I personally like, but I like the method of just narrowing it down so we can, you know, pick a decision. Like, if we did the points thing, like, if we put numbers on them, I like number 1 and 4, the Mound Compass or Mound Messenger, but it's like, if we just rank them by points and then come up with one that is the most popular or least popular, I don't know.
I'm open to,
I like.
Is that the best way to do
My first choice would be number 1, and my second choice is also either 3 or 4, the Navigator or Messenger.
Okay, someone write all this down. So we like,
I'm writing
we
it
like
down.
number 1 and we like number 4.
Yeah,
And then you said
and
1,
three.
1, 4, and 3?
Well, I like 4 fine. 3 is okay too.
Oh, 1 and 3,
1, 3, and 4 so far.
I
okay.
think we should eliminate 5.
Okay, does nobody like 5?
Well,
Well,
it's too much like the
It's
sun
confusing,
sailor.
just for repetition during meetings, we'd be like,
Yeah.
I saw on the sailor, it's like.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, so anybody else have?
And I think the Navigator, I
Yeah.
think Lake Minnetonka Associate, the LMA, their newsletter is called Navigator.
Yeah.
Which is, I like that too. But, and why are we changing it from contact? Because we just think it needs to be refreshed?
Just what does it mean to
Where
you?
did that come from, our communications committee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of a me thing, but, and then we talked about it.
Kind of.
And then so,
The B thing had to do with, it had absolutely nothing to do with our name.
Yeah.
Logo, it just had nothing to do with anything. So it did seem like, since we're, exploring, moving into social media,
Yeah.
good time to update the newsletter name.
Yeah, it's
So
called
can we
City-
make it even easier? Does anybody have a problem like eliminating 5 and 3? Just to
No.
not be confusing?
in Navigator and the channel,
Or the sailor?
Sailor.
or, sorry, the Sailor.
Sailor and navigator.
All right. So now we're on Compass. Do we like Explorer? Sorry, I don't have them written down. I just got them on my computer.
So far, we have 1, 3, and 4 that has been
Okay, 1,
voted
3,
on.
and 4.
But we've eliminated 3, so 1 and 4.
1 and 4 we like so far.
Yeah. Sherry,
Okay,
do you
Sherry.
have a choice?
They're about equal for me, so I'll go with 1.
Like 1?
Paula?
If you really don't like one, let us know.
I'll have to say this again, and I say it every time we talk about this. I think we should eliminate the newsletter. And if we're trying to move to have stuff on the website, and our friends that are sitting out here right now, which this council, this mayor is working desperately on, we're trying to get it so we have our communications, you could find out about this going on.
So remember, I think it's
I know,
it's
Need
an
both.
attack all sides thing.
Yeah.
I think we have to have the newsletter.
yeah.
At some point, I think.
Down the road,
You need
um,
both.
letting the newsletter go from a print form, but
Yeah.
I think it'll always be either a monthly or some update on the website,
even if it's a push email newsletter, it's gonna be some
which
kind
is,
of
I
a
think, what we're
newsletter.
hoping to move to.
Yeah.
I just wish we had something a little bit more nautical in our, yeah,
They're all nautical.
is the compass nautical?
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
compass,
I have a compass on my boat.
yeah,
It doesn't work, but I have one.
Okay,
helps you find north.
Paula,
if
when I
you
do the
can.
logo, I'll make sure Mound is really big and Compass is really small for you.
I don't know. At this particular point, I like Mound Compass. It is not a name I submitted, but I do like it.
Okay.
But something in the back of my mind is telling me somebody else has a Compass. I mean, we got a real estate
You can always
agency
change it
in
again.
town, it's Compass Realty, I don't know. I happen to like that. I'll pick number 1,
Okay.
if I have to pick anything.
Well, maybe it'll help once I start doing some logos, and then once you choose that, we can see how bold it'll all look.
Okay?
Okay?
All right, but you like Compass.
Yeah, that was one of
And
them.
you liked it.
And Sherry liked it.
Councilor Boo, you like it?
Yeah,
All right, so is it Mount Compass
Okay.
For now.
for now? Until we change it again.
And
The Mound
yeah,
rudder
if you see the
and
logo,
have
go,
a-
that just looks stupid, we'll revisit it.
You're doing
The
it.
mound
Oh,
rudder.
no, I
doesn't
don't,
have a
but
ring.
sometimes when you see a logo
should
with
be the Mound
the
paddle.
The
intended
mound anchor doesn't sound.
communication in it, we may go, that just looks dumb.
The anchor?
The Mound Anchor.
we'll call it the wake.
I was joking. It's like a sinking.
Call it the wake.
Anchor, sinking wake.
Oh, no, we don't want to be sinking.
Yeah.
No, no.
I was
I
just
like
Bobber,
Mound
the
Inc.,
Mound Bobber.
but you didn't choose that one.
Yeah.
I'll go with Compass, that's my choice.
Compass,
So
yeah.
far, so good.
All right, someone make a motion to
All right.
approve that then.
All right, I make a motion to approve an updated newsletter name to the Mound Compass.
Perfect. Got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. That passes, that's a new name. All right, so we got, that's it. We might get out of here by 8. Comments and reports from council members. Councilmember Pugh.
Well, I think everyone is aware that the Gillespie Board has made sort of an organizational change in the way it's staffing and will be operating. There's still a lot of work being done on that, but it's taking sort of a new front in its actions. So, and of course, they are still interested in coming to the city for some assistance, but I think let them get their plan in place and see what they might bring forward. There's also, and I hate, I'm sorry I forget this, I think it's this week, there is a fundraiser for the, help me Paula, the Island Park,
The Village Hall?
the Village
That's a
Hall.
pancake breakfast on
Yeah.
the 21st.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I was going to
okay.
say that,
Yeah.
but now that you brought it up, the pancake breakfast is at the Gillespie Center on Sunday, January 21st from 9 to 1, benefiting two great causes, the Gillespie Center and the Island Park Village hall renovations.
Right.
Tickets are $12 in advance, $14 at the door. It is posted on our City of Mound Facebook page if you want to make a Venmo purchase, or you can get tickets at the Gillespie Center or any Village Hall board member prior to the
And
breakfast.
I think Paula and I are the only two board members who were here when we voted
Oh,
on
on the
this.
restoration
But
committee?
we basically
I
are.
was there too.
Were you on when we voted to give them the lease for $1?
For like
Okay.
99 years.
Yeah, 90, yeah.
Yep.
So this is, it's an important historical
Yeah, it is.
building in our community.
And they make really good pancakes over at the Gillespie Center.
Yeah.
Good little breakfast for the
So
family.
I think those are the only things. I did see Kelly Morrison during the holidays. She said she's working on multiple angles for funding for our water, so she has us on her list. And so that's positive, of course. And that's it.
All right,
Thank you.
Councilmember Larson.
I attended the Police Commission meeting. That was the day after our last council meeting, and we discussed, the chief of police was discussing budget, where with the budgets, some went over slightly and some it was okay. The police commission, the police department's in my opinion, in pretty good shape right now. So that's what we talked about, and some other crimes going on, and that's what I did.
Councilmember McEnany.
In addition to the pancake breakfast, there is still time to pull a team together for the Polar Plunge, which benefits the Special Olympics of Minnesota. And the event, which is a really fun event, is, and I think this year, we have a meeting tomorrow, but I think rather than jumping in, it might just be running in, because we've had no cold weather. So that'll be easier, but I'll find out tomorrow at the meeting. But that event is at Surfside Park on January 27th at noon. And again, you can go to our City of Mound Facebook page to get all the additional information on the activities surrounding the event. I guess a reminder that I think city offices will be closed on Monday for Martin Luther King Day. Just a reminder. And that's all I've got.
Are they going to do a bonfire this year? You should recommend that if they don't.
Okay, well, we have a meeting tomorrow
'Cause, I mean,
night,
you're
so
all
I'll
freezing.
recommend it.
Hey, I went to it last year. I didn't jump in because it's my back.
Yeah, I
but,
do remember that.
I mean, it's fine, but it's hard to like gather because everybody's like, you know, they
Cold.
jump in and then they go change and then they're gone.
Well, they do have a lot of new activities this year, but I don't
Okay.
recall the bonfire, but I will bring it up tomorrow night.
Maybe that's something
Mayor
that
Holt.
we have to let them do. I don't know. But is that a
Well,
thing
with
that
the
we have
fire
to
department there,
give
I'm
a
sure
permit?
It has to give them a license to do a bonfire.
Chris.
But they're part of the
Yeah,
event.
he's
so-
there anyway.
Yeah,
Chief
they're
was there
there
last
anywhere.
year. Anyway, I'd recommend.
I think
big
that's a good
bonfire.
idea.
Good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
And again, welcome to our new city manager,
Thank you again.
Mr. Dixon.
All right, Councilmember Castellano.
I don't have anything.
All right. Okay, I just got a couple things. I met with
Yeah.
Congressman Phillips' chief of staff. Remember, we were trying to get 4 million. Went down to 900 some thousand, whatever the number is. We won't know until they actually pass the federal budget, obviously. So hopefully we'll get that, but as you know, he's got other things on his mind. So the chief of staff, she just wanted to let us know that they're, he still is working for us, and they're looking at our water issue and trying to pull all angles for that too. So that's good. We had the 100-year housing ceremony for our new fire truck. It's customary to push it in, and this thing is heavy. So they started it and put it in reverse. But actually, Senator Morrison was there. Phil Belser was there.
Oh,
The old
yeah.
mayor was there.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people. The whole fire department, I think, was there. And I guess they don't take holidays. So anyway, really good event. We had Eric's, the old city manager, his luncheon in here. About 30 people I counted were in here, so that was a good event. Thank you for putting it on. Did a really good job. And then happy hour after that. That was a pretty well attended event too. People just kind of stopped by and did their thing, and just, they paid for their own stuff. So.
He was very happy and excited for his new journey of retirement.
Yeah.
Looks happy.
Thank you again for, I think Colette is who really worked hard on pulling the date together. She did a great job.
Thanks, guys. We actually had, this new newsletter. I mean, we're talking constantly, but we just had a quick little meeting today about that. And anyway, hopefully this is going to be our coolest newsletter we've ever done. Now that we have a new name, plus we're adding four more pages, 2 sections. So I'm really excited to see what you come up with. So now that you don't want a newsletter.
I've always
Well, I
wanted
have
to.
wavered
newsletter.
again.
Bad time.
But we're working towards that with the new upgraded
Right.
website, so that will happen.
All right, last thing is shop local. Again, thanks for all your stickers and stuff. You can get them at City Hall still?
Well, no, they're still sitting in my office,
Okay.
but I keep threatening to go. I still have the big window clings to put in the windows, but it's just been kind of crazy. So
Sometimes she'll get them over to City Hall, so
one
if
of these
anybody
days,
hears
I'm
it.
gonna get them
City
over
Hall.
there,
You can
but
stop
I'm
by.
only a hop, skip, and a jump away from City Hall. If I get an emergency phone call, like, we need them now.
Yeah, because
I'll
I
rush
think
them right up.
the hardware store and Dakota Junction and even the guy, the health club,
Anytime.
Tim?
yeah, anytime, they all said that they would take the things
more?
to put out for their customers to take.
So can you get them a
Well,
stack?
I mean,
So
here's
if we
the
put
deal.
them-
I only printed 200 because that was what we agreed on at the
Right.
time. So I think we need to decide where you want me to divvy them up. And then we're also going to want some available for when we're down at the park for
Yeah.
Spirit of the Lakes, and
Well, how much is 200?
I don't remember, but I
It
can print
wasn't a
more.
ton, right? It wasn't
No.
very reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're approved with it a certain amount within our marketing budget anyway, so whatever you guys decide. Anyway, you guys can work together to figure. We can maybe print some more.
Yeah.
I mean, if businesses are asking for them and they want to give them out, I think we print some
I
more.
agree. That's great.
As long as it's not too much money. So. Yeah, so again, I'm trying to get my last big ones out. And of course, some of them are like 9 to 5, it's just hard for me to get out there. So I'm trying to do it on a lunch break or something, try to get those last couple.
You've done a
out.
great job getting them up there.
I had a few of them. All right, number 11, does staff have any reports? I think Harbor and Wine reports, and then November finance, fire, we got B, minutes from the planning commission from November, December, and then correspondence. Oh, well, I'll say the safety brochure, which you did put on Facebook as well. I saw that. Be careful on the ice that is not there. And then the House resolution, so Andrew Myers presented the fire chief with a resolution basically that they did in the House, and the Speaker of the House signed it and stuff. Nice little, oh, there it is. Right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
Was he at the pushing in?
no, me and him and the chief just met and
Oh, that's great.
just did this. We didn't take any pictures or anything, but just, he just wanted to present it that and commemorating their 100 years, so. And that's why we did the pushing ceremony, what, the 30th or whatever it was. We wanted to get it in this year, but, you know, we're trying to do this in like October. And then, you know, the fire truck had to go out for some things and whatever, so. We're trying to get it in the year of the 100, which I think it was December anyway, so. All right, is there anything else from staff at all, or you want to say anything? No?
I'll just say thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate a light agenda too, so you didn't throw me too deep right away, but yeah, thank you.
All right.
We'll go back to probably having like, I mean, it's a first meeting, but like, I liked how Eric had like the city manager's report, you know, added under there, and then we just got the updated documents and stuff, but like, just keep running with those every meeting, or was it every other?
It was once a month.
Once a month, yeah.
Once a month, he'd give it to us.
And we had a one-on-one Monday morning, just kind of welcome you to Mound and just kind of a couple things that we're working on. Oh, and then remember, next Tuesday is our workshop. So remember, this isn't just all my opinions or yours, or, you know, it's all of us, right? All five of us. So come with what you want to talk about. So in September, when you say we didn't talk about that, that's your problem. So I got a list.
I got a list too.
I got a list.
Obviously, I have a list.
Oh,
And I have a list, so.
And I will say, we'll try to keep it moving because we all don't want to be there for 4 hours. And if we have to do another workshop, we'll do another.
We can try to do, I mean, I don't know, you know, the 16th, the workshop takes as long as it takes, but like, I like when if we usually have them like, I don't know, 5 might be early, but if we do them at like 6 before a council meeting, then it's like, it keeps us more productive, like an hour, and if we don't finish, then we can put a workshop before the next council meeting, and it keeps more days free, but I don't know what's best for staff either.
Well, we did chat, we picked this for a few reasons. One is dog commission.
Oh, yeah.
Again, some of these meetings can go long.
Yeah.
So if you have another hour before that.
Yep.
But yeah, we're open to, and is it 6 or 7?
7.
7? So I would say let's try to do a hard stop at 9.
Okay, I thought it was at 6.
I thought it was at
Is it
6.
6? Maybe it's 6.
I
Let's
thought
do
it was
hard stop at 8.
I haven't written my calendar.
I like that.
Yeah, let's do a hard stop at 8, so we're not,
Yeah.
we all know what to expect, so we're not sitting here for 4 hours.
It is at, was at 6 o'clock, right?
Is it,
6
okay, it might
Yeah,
have been
mine says
6.
6 on my
The
calendar.
admin council brief might just have the wrong time. So, we'll send out a confirmation, but it might have been 6 and it just got put in incorrectly in the.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, I have 6
I
PM.
would say it was 6.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. 6 is probably accurate, so we'll confirm it though.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll be here at 6. All right, anything else from anybody? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, in a second.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? We're adjourned.